What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Pour. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Brian.
And today we've got a bottle that Brian made a special trip for over the weekend. Brian, tell everybody what you went and found.
Okay, well, went down to New Riff. This is an annual release that they have, and it's probably their biggest annual release. And last year, I learned this. I was talking to the bartender, and I was saying, no, I didn't get a bottle last year. And he goes, they didn't have a bottle last year.
Oh.
They had problems with the crop. So it had been 2 years since they'd had a bottle, so they were really excited about getting this out. But it's the Balboa Rye, and it comes from it. So it's made it's 95% Balboa Rye and 5% malted rye. So, but the Balboa Rye is, I should have looked a little bit more on the back story on that, but it's from that area.
It's like heirloom grain. Is that
yeah, something to that. Yeah, so it's a bottled and bond, non-chilled filtered.
We like both of those things.
Yeah, so yeah, it's made with a rare heirloom Balboa Rye grain, exclusively grown for New Riff. So they have it grown for them.
Okay.
I don't know if I said it's 100 proof,
yeah.
And it's aged for 4 years.
Okay.
But I had this. Now this is $54.99, so it's not a bad price for a special release. And they were running specials all weekend, so you can get a $6 pour, and then also an old fashioned for $10. Yeah. That was the best old fashioned I've ever had in my life. So it was.
Did they use this with it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the spice that comes through, it was just delicious.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Yeah, so I know you're a rye guy.
Yeah, I'm a rye guy.
I'm assuming you're gonna like this one. So,
and one thing that Brian and I really like about New Riff, I mean, both of us really enjoy it. Like you said, this is their special release, and this is the biggest release of the year, and it's $55. I mean, I think, man, I can really smell it. I think that's awesome that there's a distillery. You see special releases out that are 150, 200,
right.
Even up, and New Riff's putting out something like
their
this.
8-year products that they just came out with were $69.
Right.
They have a Silver Grove that I also picked a bottle of that up, and hopefully we'll be able to do a review of that. You have to be distillery exclusive as well, but $55.
Is this distillery exclusive?
It is primarily.
Okay.
It did say that this will be distributed out, but very, very lightly.
Pretty limited.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it there. And we're going to give this a little nose and a little taste. Oh, that's a wonderful nose.
It's definitely traditional rye.
Traditional rye. A little hint of smoke. Kind of candied.
It's got
really
a candy,
sweet.
like I said.
I don't know what candy that.
Now I get this that I always say it on almost every New Riff. It's a licorice note, but it's not
it's not a harsh.
Yeah. So I think that shines through in most of what they put out.
Mm-hmm. It's a little fruity too. Or maybe it goes with that candy thing that I was just talking about. Man,
and it's oaky. It's got a
for 4 years it's got
oaky or mossy, one of the two. It's kind of
not necessarily earthy.
No, not earthy, but
all right. Well,
it's got great notes.
We got a lot of good notes out of that, but let's see how it tastes. Man, you've always said, I've heard you say multiple times that whenever you have a really good rye, you get overwhelmed because there's just explosion of flavor and you don't really know what to say and what you're tasting. Having that right now. A little bit of thunder here in February in Indiana, but I don't know if the camera picked that up. Probably not, but we just had a little bit of thunder. Maybe that was like the rye whiskey gods like sending down awesomeness because I'm overwhelmed by this one. I don't really know what the notes are.
Yeah, it's real. But
what do you have?
You get that cinnamon spice just so forward and pronounced, and it carries all the way through, which I think is the element that came through in the old fashioned that made it so good.
Yeah.
Because it's strong cinnamon. Yeah. And then you get that spearmint or that minty note. That's on
sweet spearmint.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is
it's got a fresh taste to it. It is a traditional rye, but it doesn't carry some of the harshness that sometimes you get in a rye.
And as far as sweetness, it packs a lot of sweetness. There's like a It is caramely, but it's like a caramel hard candy or a brown sugar hard candy. You know.
Yeah, I get some brown sugar on the nose and definitely on the palate.
Yeah, and I used to help my grandma make peanut brittle, and it tastes like the harder part of the peanut brittle, not the peanuts. It's not nutty, but that like that sugary, caramely kind of flavor you get out of that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, well, it reminds me of the first time I had hard truce. Sweet masher. I just remember it was like, whoa, what is this?
What is going on? You know,
like,
it does lend.
Good.
It does lend to that. And I will say this: you said this was 95% of the Balboa rye and 5% malted rye. A lot of times, 100% ryes are just a little too much. I always think there needs to be a little malted barley. Right. And so I was a little nervous when you said that. But maybe it's the malted rye. Maybe that malt process is kind of the key to that. Because this is absolutely fantastic. And I know that it is at the time of this filming is February 5th. I would be surprised if this doesn't end up as a contender for a Rye of the Year. Because this is very unique and it's very good.
Good stuff. It's so if you're around New Riff in the Cincinnati, Newport area, you can get over there. They still have it. I got an email today, said it was still in stock. I don't know how much longer they expect to have it, but they did a promotion all weekend. There was people. Friday they were lined up out the door. Okay. And had a huge line, which is cool. I mean, they do that at other places, but small place like New York, you don't see that. So it's really cool that they've got a fan base that really wanted to get this because it had been 2 years since they had the other one. I had tasted the 2023 version. 2023 because they skipped 24, and it was really good. So I knew I wanted this when it came out. And, like I said, I got there and had the old fashioned, and just oh my goodness, I was like, this is so good. And he goes, you get your 3 bottles. I said, I got 2. He goes, you better get a 3rd. And I said, oh, I don't know if I can. And I actually only got 1 for myself. I should have got the backup. I wish I did, but I picked one up for Keith. He actually wanted one. So
awesome stuff. Now, do you think, Brian, that this would be a rye that bourbon drinkers would appreciate?
I think the spice side of it is, I think of myself more of a bourbon drinker than a rye drinker, and I love it. Okay. So I think that. But you have
kind of ventured into exploring and appreciating rye.
Right. I definitely have more of appreciation now, and like a lot more ryes than I did in the past. But it's just that spice. If you like that not harshness, but that just good bite, like a Wild Turkey 101 or a rare breed, it's going to be just to punch you in the face with a little bit of spice.
Don't also that 5% malted rye lends a lot of sweetness to it. I don't know if that is what it is causing that.
Yeah, it mellows it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of sweetness to this too. So I don't think.
And it's creamy and caramel. You get a caramel feel, but you get like a creamy feel in your mouth. And but it has that spice. It's so soothing.
Right.
They work together to coat, and just a phenomenal pour for like I say, for only been 4 years and being $55.
Pretty fantastic. And at 100 proof too, sometimes I think like bourbon drinkers who are wanting to explore ryes, I think if you get something that's too high proof, that can just kind of hit you in the face a little bit too much. So I think at 100 proof, it kind of tames that down.
Yeah, I may be.
You don't want spice and burn.
Right, I may be going a little too far with my explanation because it's mellowed out.
Yes.
But it has that taste. If you like that type of taste, it's there, and then it kind of mellows itself out and gets kind of the creamy caramel note that's left over with a little bit of spearmint. It's just phenomenal.
Absolutely phenomenal. All right, well, I think that's it for our review of the Balboa Rye out of New Riff. Excited to see this release back after taking a 1-year hiatus, I guess. This is, I think it's pretty obvious. This is one that we think that you should go pick it up if you can, if it's at your store, or if you're near New Riff, like we're about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. Make the trip and get this bottle.
They did have offered it online. Yeah. I don't know if it was sold out within 15 minutes online.
Yeah, if there was a line out the door online, probably was long.
But I think they might open it back up online, so just kind of keep your eyes open.
Yeah, keep it up. And then sign up for their emails. I get those too, so go to New Riff's website and you can sign up and know all of their special releases. Would definitely recommend that. All right, well, I appreciate you bringing this by, Brian, and we're going to end this episode the same way that we always do, and that is when you're with your family and your friends, always share your whiskey.
Share your whiskey.